What is up, YouTube? It's Psychedelic Azor, and I am here with my next pools battle versus PurpleCoffinMan of the NPL Tryout tournament. See, I still don't know exactly the word that when I open. I'm used to doing, and this is week 1 of blah 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 league. Well, it's not really a week; it's all pool battles. But awkward intros aside, we are playing PurpleCoffinMan this week, and he has got a team that I don't really like. My team doesn't handle it super well in some ways. And his team is Mega Lopunny, Weavile, Suicune, Z Gothitelle, Shaman, Rotom Heat, Registeel, Z Tyrantrum, Slurpuff, Dusknoir, Kadabra, and Z Glalie. Now, a couple problems for this team would be Tyrantrum I don't switch into at all. Weavile is somewhat of a problem if Incineroar gets weakened. Lop is a problem if Skarmory gets weakened. But I would say the number 1 and 2 threats are Tyrantrum and Weavile. And of course, Suicune can be annoying if it manages to outplay me and just kind of keep surviving as it does, you know. So, going over my team real quickly here before we get into it. My team, my main win condition is again going to be my Mega Diancie here. With the Rock Polish, it's max attack because Diamond Storm is completely free, except for I've got Moon Blast for Tyrantrum and I've got Earth Power for Registeel. Otherwise, I am just clicking Diamond Storm. And again, just similar to last week with Talonflame, if I get a +2 defense boost, suddenly Weavile can't really revenge me, which is extremely nice, or I just have the Rock Polish and avoid that problem entirely. But I outspeed his entire team outside of Megalop and Weavile, and then with a Rock Polish I outspeed his entire team including Scarfers, so that's very nice. And to pair up with it, because the only thing standing in the way of Diancie winning offensively, or from his end defensively, from my end offensively, is Registeel. So, of course, pairing with Mega Diancie, I am pairing a Lando I with Life Orb, Sheer Force, Sub, Calm Mind, Earth Power, Sludge Wave. Earth Power hits pretty much his entire team except for Shaman, which is hit super hard by Sludge Wave, and Rotom Heat, which still takes a good chunk from Sludge Wave, and it's worn down by rocks. So I'm pretty comfortable with that. I obviously don't really think I'm going to be able to get both Sub and Calm Mind up, but just having the options and being able to play around, you know, play how I want with it, is super nice. And it just kind of rips a hole in his team, kind of just like a Sheer Force Lando does. You know, that's just kind of what it does. Next is a potential late game cleaner, and another win condition next to Mega Diancie is this Choice Scarf Roserade. I basically just needed Dual Stab because the only thing that stops this is the Registeel, and I guess Rotom Heat a little bit, not as much with Sludge Bomb, but I feel like this team pressures Registeel so freaking hard. I feel like getting rid of or weakening Registeel for the late game is not going to be hard, so I'm comfortable with foregoing HP Ground, because I don't really want to be locked into that anyway, and I just have Spikes in case I need them anyway, and Modest Nature for the most damage output. Now, the only concerning thing is Banded Weavile does have a chance to OHKO the set with Ice Shard. If I remember correctly, it's slightly in my favor to live, but not by much, so that's a bit unfortunate. But Roserade does clean up his team pretty well. It does pressure the Suicune very well, which is very nice. And yeah, that's that. I've got Natural Cure just to fend off any stray freezes or burns or something like that, because I'm obviously not using Technician here. Yeah, that's Roserade. Moving on, if Suicune is a problem, this Haxorus is actually designed to bait out and take out the Suicune with Sub SD Dragon Claw Earthquake with Dragonium Z. At +2, Devastating Drake has a very good chance to OHKO a max defense Suicune, and I believe after rocks it's pretty much guaranteed. I think it is guaranteed after rocks. And basically, if Haxorus gets in for free and gets up an SD, it claims a kill. Something goes down. You know, something barring immaculate prediction on going into Slurpuff, which I don't really even think is coming. Haxorus claims kill here, and Unnerve is nice because I think it is pretty likely that the Registeel is Shukaberry. It's not going to be using its Shukaberry versus Haxorus. Earthquake is going to just mow right through that. So that's definitely nice. I do pretty comfortably take an Ice Beam from Suicune as well, unless it's really offensive. And if it is really offensive, then I don't really need it to be weakened as much, because then Lando and Diancie and Roserade can muscle through it that much easier. So I'm perfectly fine with that. And then filling out the defensive core for the team, we've got an Assault Vest Incineroar, U-Turn Flare Blitz knockoff Fake Out. Fake Out was kind of just a filler move because I had to have 4 attacking moves, but it will be nice maybe for a surprise picking off a Weavile or a Megalop. And this is mainly here though to take on the Shaman, as well as the Slurpuff and the Weavile, although Skarmory also handles Weavile. And overall, Incineroar is just a really good pivot this game. Answers Rotom Heat very well as well. I forgot that. That's great, because if I'm in against it, I get free momentum versus it, because I always underspeed it. I don't think, even with a negative speed nature, that he can get below this. Although if he does, good on him. But I didn't really think about that. But there's Incineroar. And then finally, we've got a Rocky Helmet Skarmory with the Iron Head over the Brave Bird, just because I wanted to be able to hit mainly the Tyrantrum harder. I don't want that thing to set up for free. And it also does hit the Weavile a little harder. Now, I lose out on hitting Megalop as hard, but I'm perfectly fine with that, because unless you're a very well-played power-up punch set, Megalop does not beat Skarmory 1v1 ever. Unless he crits me or is a very well-played power-up punch set, he does not beat me. He cannot 2-hit KO me, even if he's adamant, I believe. So that's very nice for me. And I've got the Whirlwind on there to phase out setup, and also just to help me in case I am trapped versus the Gothitelle. Now, Gothitelle would probably still do a pretty big chunk to me, but I at least have that option of getting out of there, and at least keeping Skarmory alive. So that's that. And so that is the team builder. We're going to get on into the battle. Okay, and as you can see, he brought the Glalie, Megalop, Weavile, Rotom Heat, Registeel, and the Suicune. Very relieved to not see the Tyrantrum there, or the Gothitelle, because that could just be kind of annoying. Not that I thought it would be a big problem, but Gothitelle would be able to trap my Skarmory, sort of, and maybe make Megalop be able to put in some nice work, which would be very annoying for this team. But I am going to lead off with... what do I lead off with here? I believe I lead off with Incineroar. We're going with that. Yeah, he leads off with the Glalie. Oh, I lead off with the Skarmory. That's it. These first few turns are kind of weird, because we had to redo these like twice, because I forgot to Mega Evolve my Diancie first turn, which is the rule here. So you might see some weird plays, like here I'm going to Earth Power the Rotom even though it does nothing. That is just basically to recreate the amount of damage that we were all at before. And so, yeah, plays like this. This is why it was, I think we're caught up here. Yeah, that's it. Because, yeah, I pop his Shukaberry. Now I go into Lando hard as he goes just for the Iron Head. I take that comfortably. I try to sub up on it, but he refuses to be setup bait. Ice punches me, but that's fine. His Shukaberry is popped. He goes down to an Earth Power. No problem. Now, Weavile comes in. I'm going to let it take my Lando, because Lando's already done its job of taking out Registeel. And now I'm going to go into Skarmory, and he goes into Rotom Heat. I'm going to get my rocks up and go into a safe switch into Incineroar, as he does defog them away, but this is free momentum right here. He does the Volt Switch out, does very little, goes into Suicune. I am going to be able to now U-turn out to my Haxorus, and I'm going to be able to basically claim my kill here. As long as it doesn't burn me with Scald or freeze me with Ice Beam, we're good. I'm going to go for sub first. He does reveal Ice Beam, but I also know I do live one from here still pretty comfortably, so I set up an SD. He gets off the Ice Beam, no freeze, and the devastating Drake will come out, and it will OHKO this Suicune. And again, Weavile comes in, Haxorus has done its job, I'm fine with letting it go down. So this is already looking just fantastic here late game for either Roserade or especially Mega Diancie. If Mega Diancie gets up a Rock Polish at any point, I think it just wins at this point, because I think I OHKO everything on the team. So I'm going to do an Incineroar here again. Gonna get a nice slow U-turn out. Oh, I'm gonna get a knockoff first, I forgot about that. The crit was nice. I don't think it mattered all that much in the end, but I did happen to get that. Get a nice slow U-turn out into my Skarmory, again, which is a complete counter to this Mega Lop, as he figures out. That's about the most he's going to be able to do with High Jump Kick. I get my rocks back up for free. He continues to wear himself down with Rocky Helmet. I roost up. And I believe I'm going to roost up again on a switch to Rotom. I'll make a little bit of a weird play here. I stayed in knowing I'd at least live with my Sturdy. I thought maybe he would Volt Switch out and Skarmory would be able to take on everything on his team, so I figured I'd just stay in. And you know what? Worst case scenario, even after that, I am still in range of, or I'm still not in range of Mega Lop's High Jump Kick unless it crits me. So I am still safe to take on the Lop and the Weavile. So I don't feel like that play was too bad. It was low risk, high reward. And so now that he's -2, I'm able to go safely into Mega Diancie. And I believe I Diamond Storm here. I should have... I really should have Rock Polished here, I think, but I wasn't 100% sure if this Rotom had HP Steel or not, and I didn't want to throw away my win condition, so I just decided just to Diamond Storm here, just to be safe, because I think I do take a hit from any Mon at this point, except for maybe Weavile, but this Glalie is Scarf with HP Steel, so good on him. I mean, that's, you just saw a Glalie take out a Mega Diancie. Who thought we'd ever see that? But I'm going to be able to safely go into my Scarf Roserade here, fire off an Energy Ball. He is going to live, and I am afraid here that I might lose, because if he is banded here, he does knock out my Roserade, or at least he has a chance to, I should say. And that means I would have to play my defensive core immaculately to win. I still think there was a way of doing it. I still think Skarmory could have pulled through and basically 1v1'd his team, but it would have been a lot sketchier way of trying to win. But he doesn't even go for the Ice Shard here, doesn't realize that I'm Scarfed, and it turns out, I talked to him, he wasn't banded, so he wouldn't have knocked me out without a crit anyway. So Roserade is just going to be able to clean this game up, claiming the last 3 kills pretty cleanly. And so we have now picked up a win. We are 1-1, -1 so far, and we are still in this. We've got a couple tough battles ahead. Actually, every battle is tough at this point, really. There's no weak players in this pool. You know, even for the relative newcomer that Purple is, he still put up a very good fight. He had a very good team, and that was a great game. I forget if he has a channel or not. If he does, it will be linked in the description, but if not, just, you know, keep an eye out for him. We'll see where he goes, where I go. If you guys like what the Oakland Elves are doing, make sure you like, subscribe, share, do what you do with the YouTube videos. I'm gonna get on out of here and see you guys later.